Hello, friends. How are you? Good to be back. Good to be with you guys. I missed you guys. I hope you had a wonderful holiday break. It's already December. This was a really late Thanksgiving this year, and I really felt it. I think I prefer our Thanksgivings a little bit earlier in November, but nonetheless, it's a pretty festive time right now. I wasn't planning to do this reading, but I've just been kind of chomping at the bit, waiting for Jupiter to go into Capricorn. And it will go into Capricorn at 1:15 p.m. today at Eastern Standard Time. I think this reading, actually, this is going to be a pick a card based on Jupiter going into Capricorn. You will probably have felt that shift by now. One thing for myself, which wow, just wow. It's like I'm going to tell you this story because it's a perfect example of how, again, a transit can just change something so quickly. And what I mean by transit is just, a planet right now, wherever it is hanging out in our skies, in our universe. It has to do with its location and where it's going. So right now, Jupiter is 29 degrees, 59 minutes of Sagittarius. Remember, each sign is 30 degrees and there's 12 signs that make 360 degrees. So Jupiter, it takes 12 years for Jupiter to orbit its way around the sun. And so right now, it's been in Sagittarius for about the past year. And it's right at 29 degrees, 59 minutes. And then the next minute is 0 degree Capricorn, because each minute, there's only 60 minutes. And then, of course, there's 60 seconds within each minute. So 29 degrees Sagittarius, 59 minutes is the very final minute for Sagittarius. And then it goes into Capricorn. And then we're going to have a stellium. We are going to have these big players, these big outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto in Capricorn, including Venus right now. Just a moment. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what to expect with Capricorn. Now, Capricorn, remember, and I hit a kind of nice introductory to astrology. Jupiter to Capricorn, Temperance to the Devil, like an analogy. That was where it starts. Jupiter, Capricorn, Temperance, Devil. Because I'm comparing the astrology with the tarot. So, Sagittarius, the card for Sagittarius in the Major Arcana is Temperance. The card for Capricorn is the Devil. And I think that the Devil, that Major Arcana card, kind of gets a bad rap. Because Capricorn it's a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful sign. We could not exist without the structures of Saturn. And we would not be called to achieve goals without the sign of Capricorn. And the reason why the Devil has to do with Capricorn is because Capricorn represents everything that you aspire to. Your goals, your social recognition, your public status, your management skills, making good decisions. It's the sign of the executive, the CEO. Well, if you're going to cut corners to get ahead, no matter what it is, that's making a deal with the Devil. Saturn returns. Saturn is the taskmaster. It's father time. When you have a Saturn return, when you hit around 27, 28 years old, and then probably around, your late 50s, that's a Saturn return because it's coming back to where it was in your birth chart when you were born. And it forces people to grow up, especially 27, 28. You get a lot of young adults who have a really hard time with that age period. Well, it's like you're finally coming into adulthood for real. And until you get your act together, Saturn is going to keep pushing you until you get it right. But when you're done, Saturn offers incredible rewards. And so Capricorn is a cardinal sign, meaning it ushers things in. It's the start of a new season. When the sun goes into Capricorn, that's the winter solstice. That's the first day of winter. And if you notice, it's always at a different time. Well, that's because they're looking at the exact time when the sun moves into Capricorn at 0 degrees. Same with the first day of spring. This is the first house, the first day of spring. This is the first day of summer. This is the first day of fall. You see what these things have in common? They're all at like 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees. What is this one? 270 degrees. They're all at the angles. We call these the angles of the chart because that's where the ushering in the cardinal power begins. So Capricorn, that has everything to do with your career. It has everything to do with setting goals. It has everything to do with managing your goals. It has everything to do with managing past family karma and drama, because that's where it's opposing. Your roots, your family karma. You need to develop beyond that and separate yourself, become the adult, and have those healthy relationships in your family to go on and not get sucked back into the emotional stuff. That's also a thing with Capricorn. Capricorn has everything to do with taking responsibility for oneself, having the competence to do that, also having the confidence in ourselves to undertake those goals. It has everything to do with self-reliance. It has to do with being able to break free from that neediness of people, family being in place to help you get to where you need to go. It's kind of like that over-dependency, that I don't want to say codependence, but there's a sense of that there. It has everything to do with your goals and ambitions. It has everything to do with setting goals, setting your clearly defined goals. Physically, Capricorn, because it has to do with rising up, social status, career status, it has everything to do with your career and reputation. So the things that you need for climbing, for scaling higher, are your bones. Capricorn rules the bones. It rules the knees. It rules the skin. It rules your joints, arthritis, rheumatism, your knees. It also, because of its protective nature, it rules your skin. So your skin ailments like psoriasis, eczema, are Capricorn-related things. Your eyelashes, as a protective measure, are ruled by Capricorn. As a beauty measure, it's ruled by Venus. So there's always some overlap with things, but you see here, I gathered, because Capricorn is an earth sign, I grabbed all of the Pentacles, which are earth sign cards. And then I grabbed some Major Arcana cards that I wanted to show you that have to do with our, with the first day of winter, with Capricorn. So if we're just going to go through these really quick up here, I have the Ace through 10. The Ace of Pentacles. Now this is not talked about, I'm finding, in tarot. But this is what I always think about. I feel like our aces, we have the Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, Ace of, what's the other one? Cups, Swords, Wands. I always think of these as kind of like the 0 point for the start of the season. So people don't say this, I say this. An Ace of Pentacles, aside from new money, new power, I always think of it as the first day of winter, that power of the ushering in energy of the winter solstice. 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, 4, these are the cardinal earth signs in the tarot. So these are the cards for Capricorn. And if we're talking about taking responsibility, setting goals, management of your skills, or delegating authority, you always have to consider starting off, do it correct the first time. 2, 3, 4 of Pentacles. Because if you get off to the wrong footing, you're not making the right decisions for you, you're enmeshed with something else, or you're not truly making a decision for yourself, you've lost balance from the get-go, you cannot build upon that. Because Saturn has everything to do with structures. Think of the rings of on the planet Saturn. Saturn and Capricorn have everything to do with structure. I love how this is the 3 of Pentacles, and these people are trying to make the best decisions that they can with the most integrity, with the most valued skills that you can find. And they're doing it in a structure of stone. Stone, rocks, minerals, that's Capricorn. And so this is how you want to get started. If you want to get far places, you have to have 2, 3, 4 right off the bat set in stone. You have to have a plan, because that will crumble. Now, I know the Tower is not a Capricorn sign at all. This actually represents the planet Mars, because Mars is a planet of aggression, war. It'll strike. And when you have a major strike, things get shaken up, they crumble, and they fall apart. Well, because you know my background is in astrology, and then I came to tarot. The first time I saw this, I thought of a Saturn return. I thought about the planet of Saturn, and I thought about the sign of Capricorn, because Capricorn has everything to do with structure. A tower is structure. They're built to last. And when they come crumbling down, it takes a lot of work to crumble things down, get them in their raw form, and then rebuild again. So even though this is not Capricorn, me personally, I see a lot of Capricorn type of things happening here. Here, I grabbed the Fool because this is a new beginning. We're coming into a new season, and we have the benefic planet Jupiter that expands things. It brings blessings, good luck, fortune, miracles. Jupiter is getting a new start into Capricorn. It hasn't been in Capricorn for 12 years. So think about 12 years ago, what was going on in your life. Here, I grabbed these because these are earth signs. I should have also grabbed the Hermit. I like the Hierophant is Taurus, established, an established hierarchy or patriarch. There's a lot of Capricorn stuff in this because of the establishment and how it rules and governs, and it delegates authority. The Empress, this is more of a Taurus sign to me, but I see a lot of Capricorn in it as well, because there's so many raw materials and raw resources. When you think about Capricorn, we're thinking about getting to the bare bones of things. Remember, bones are ruled by Capricorn. I see a lot of that here, a lot of natural resources, minerals, and just, pregnant with potential. And then, of course, here we have the Page Knight Queen. The Knights Okay, so the queens are the cardinal energies. So she truly represents the sign of Capricorn. The kings are fixed planets. So this would be fixed Earth. This would be Taurus. Isn't that interesting? Our knights, they're mutable. So this would actually be Virgo. And then our pages, of course, they're mutables. They just serve where they serve. So that's what I wanted to share with you with Capricorn. I am so excited for Jupiter to go into Capricorn. Oh, this is what I wanted to tell you. I didn't get to tell you this because I'm sorry, I was interrupted by the dog. The little story I wanted to tell you. So, my feet have been hurting for, I would say, like probably 2 years, almost 2 years. But I could always tell when a planet would transit if it would trigger it, the pain, or it would go away and I'd feel relief. Well, that's because Jupiter, that expands things. For the past 2 years, it's been touching my natal Neptune. Neptune is the planet that rules Pisces. That has to do with the high priestess. Neptune, here's the glyph for Pisces. Neptune, that has to do with the 12th house of secret things, things that are hidden. So I've had this foot pain. The sign of Pisces rules the feet. Now, when Jupiter was in Scorpio, my Neptune is in Scorpio. And I think my foot pain started when Jupiter was in Scorpio. And then it continued through Sagittarius because traditionally Jupiter was the original ruler of Pisces. Jupiter rules Pisces and Sagittarius. It ruled Pisces until we discovered Neptune. And then Neptune was assigned to Pisces in like the 1800s, I think, when it was finally discovered. That's why you have a lot of signs that have 2 planetary rulers, because we discovered them. The ancients couldn't see them. So I've had this foot pain. Well, today it was crazy because Jupiter was at 29 degrees, 57 minutes Sagittarius. My Mars, my natal Mars when I was born, is also at 29 degrees, 57 minutes. So Jupiter, which is a traditional ruler of Pisces, which rules the feet, Jupiter at 29 degrees, 57 degrees Sagittarius kept tagging my natal Mars. It kept pulling Mars in. It kept pulling Mars in. Well, Mars, the planet of aggression, is also the planet of pain and inflammation, right? So my feet have been hurting because my Neptune has been activated for like 2 years. And my Mars has been keeping that pain activated until Mars went 29 degrees, 58 minutes, and my foot pain disappeared. Gone. My feet do not hurt at all. The pressure's been relieved. Isn't that crazy? Because every morning I would wake up and I would kind of hobble around to get around, and then today I just boom found, and then I realized I was like, I have no foot pain, and then I had to look at the transits and oh my gosh, this is what's going on. So what I want to do is, Everyday Witch, I'm doing a pick a card for you today on this transit of Jupiter going into Capricorn. And the reason why I want it done now is because we still have wishing power with this new moon that we had in Sagittarius. So the sooner, if you take something from here with this pick a card, write down that wish on a piece of paper somewhere so that you can let the universe know what's important for you the next 12 years. Okay? So this Everyday Witch Tarot. Oh, look what we have, the King of Cups. That is interesting. So I am going to just do a quick little, I like this. This is the Everyday Witch Tarot by Elizabeth Alba. Can you just show us what to expect with this transit of Jupiter in Capricorn? And let's try to, we cannot, it's almost impossible to separate that from the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, but show us what to expect with the with the Jupiter transit to Capricorn. I'm so excited. We can finally achieve our goals. We're going to get some momentum going somewhere. Okay, so here, what do we have here? How about that? The Hierophant. This has to do with the organized structures. I love that it's a woman here and that we just came off the divine feminine leading the way with the energies from the galactic center. I'm telling you, this one is going to be so much better because the last time we hit Jupiter with the galactic center was Pluto, and Pluto's destructive. And what have we seen with governments for the past 12 years? The destructive power of the plutocrats. Phew. I love that we're going to reestablish our structures, which is covered in the star, Hope. This is a planet, Uranus as well, which is also in Taurus now, which is also feminine. Capricorn is feminine. So this is what we can expect. Hope with the structures of our government. The challenge will be, the devil. How perfect. The devil's not bad. The devil is Father Time. This has to do with the choices we make to get ahead. Are we going to take responsibility or are we going to take the easy way out? That's the challenge for everybody. At the base of this, with our Jupiter in Capricorn, we have change. Yes, things are going to be changing. They're going to be changing a lot. This might be Pluto because Pluto is the planet of transformation. And Scorpio is a sign of life and death. What is crowning this? What's in the skies and the heavens for all of us to see with this Jupiter and Capricorn transit? The Four of Swords. I like seeing this because it's kind of a retreat, stepping back, which makes sense because Capricorn has to do with essentials. It has to do with raw materials. So if we're scaling back with the Four of Swords, we're kind of getting rid of what's not really required. If you think about it, if we're in the middle of winter, that's usually was a time of starvation for our ancestors. So they would retreat and conserve their energies and really focus of the being at its core. I mean, if you've ever been in a long winter and have had, cabin fever, and it just goes on and on and on, these long winters, that is really getting in touch with the depths of you at your essential nature. So this is going to happen, you guys. In the past, what happened leading up to where we're going? Oh, the King of Cups, which is very, very nurturing. This could be a father-like figure or someone in the family who's really nurtured you all along to get where you're going. But Capricorn asks that we kind of break from that dependency and go on our own, which is leading to the Knight of Cups. So I'm sorry, I have to get the dog real quick. Nature. The Knight of Cups. I like this because there's we're going to be kind of at our essential self and seeing things through a new light and a new way of hope and offerings. But remember, the Knight of Cups can be kind of fanciful and fleeting. So take it with a grain of salt. How do we see all of ourselves going through this Jupiter and Capricorn? It's a magician, transforming things, being Capricorn, being the sign of goal setting and self reliance and self-determinism, it's time to look at your own magical self, your unique skills, because the environment is one of Page of Cups. It's just going to be a new time of inspiration, a new loves as far as the outlook and beginning anew. In creativity, the hope, Ace of Pentacles, look at there, right there, first day of winter solstice. The hope is that you find this spark, your power, your divine essential you to grow from. Fear, the Page of Pentacles. I have a sense of this, of getting taken for a ride. A little bit of acting too prematurely, not having all of the information that you need, and then setting goals and plans too soon. Next steps, Three of Wands. Not only announcing that you have a plan, but you've really putting yourself out there and are interacting with others. Self-delegation, self-reliance, responsibility to others and yourself. Final result, we have, I told you, Queen of Pentacles. She's Capricorn. And then this is what happens, and we live happily forever after. But if indeed this is the case, and switching to a political perspective, Nancy's got this. Card of the reading, the World. Oh my gosh, how much do I love this. There's going to come endings with this Jupiter and Capricorn. And it is going to help us get to our essential self and a remaking of sorts. This is good news. So I'm going to shuffle these up again, and then we'll get 4 cards, and that will be the basis for which I do the pick 4. Okay? Okay, so we, myself and ZQT viewers, we want to know the 4 major things that we can do a pick a card to as we head into this next segment of our lives that is going to demand responsibility. It's going to demand self-discipline, being an adult, showing our competency. Our public images will be on, our public selves will be on display. It's going to involve setting goals and defining them. It's going to ask that we use opportunities. We're going to have to work hard, conduct ourselves as a professional. It has everything to do with time, maturity, old age, retirement, management, being in charge, self-respect, respect for others. And for health, it has to do with our bones, our joints, arthritis, our skin. So give me the best 4 cards as we consider Jupiter into Capricorn. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 2 of Cups. Love. New. I love that. The Knight of Wands. The 7 of Wands. That's being on the defense, also having the upper hand. And the Hermit. going deep within, being introspective, being an investigator. Knight of Wands, taking action. Having someone help you take action. Two of Cups, falling in love. Having an agreement. So these will be the 4 areas. I'm going to shuffle these cards up, as you know, and then I will make 4 piles. And I'm going to do that, and I'm going to show you the 4 piles of cards that I've chosen and what we're going to do here. So with this deck, Everyday Enchantment Tarot, consider this goal. Okay, so this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. And so that we can cheat, I am just bringing these back down so that we can remember which deck is for what, okay? It's so fun. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready? Did you choose your pile? Let's start with, I'm going to start with pile number 4. I'm going to go out of order, be a little unconventional. So pile number 4 has the Hermit. So if you pick pile number 4, you might want to consider your downtime, your introspection. Are you choosing to be alone, or are you lonely? You still have wishing powers to address this issue with loneliness or just being alone. Meditating, clearing your mind is what is really essential right now. Take time for yourself. Get away from the noise and go within. And consider this goal. Oh, look at this. You know what? I think I need more light. Just a second. Okay, yeah, that's much better. So consider this a celebration, family, friends, achieving goals, milestones, friends, co-workers, family. You know, it takes a lot of work to get where we are. We need to honor that work by enjoying our achievements. Count your blessings. Look at everything that has come to fruition and fulfillment. Rise above. This would be the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is one that takes action, could be a little hot-headed, a lot of lust for life, a lot of zeal, soul of a party. Might want to consider maybe not following that such fieriness now. That was so Jupiter and Sagittarius, which is coming to a close now in just moments. So this might be the time to consider saying no to this archetype and reconsider. Speaking of, and then to decide rather on the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is solid and dependable. They have a serious work ethic. Maybe this is going to come to you with ease with this Jupiter and Capricorn transit for the next year. You're going to get the work done and pay attention to detail. This one is take time and responsibility for swiftness, travel, having ideas that come to fruition in reality. It's, being thorough. This isn't a time of being thorough. It's not a time of being impulsive. It is, if you take ill-advised action, you might have people who, and yourself, who are full of resentfulness. So that's what to consider with especially this Jupiter and Capricorn transit that lasts for a year, but the implications are much bigger because this is setting the tone for 12 years. 12 years of development in a 2020 that, wow, is just, it's really full of a lot of stuff. Okay, let's do pile 3. I'm going out of order, but it doesn't matter anyway because, we're just, hey, sorry about that. Okay, so this is the third pile, and this was the 7 of Wands. So things to consider with this Jupiter and Capricorn transit is that it might feel, because there's a lot of Capricorn energy that has to do with kind of executive, bossy energy. And if you're in square to that or have planets that are kind of at opposition or arguing with them, you're going to feel like everyone's against you, but they're really not. It's just a different energy that you're adjusting and acclimating to. So recognize that this is just a feeling. And then ask yourself, what are you guarding against? Maybe it's time to consider putting down the wand and chill, relax a little bit. This is to consider this goal. Ooh, how harmonious. So if you're feeling like the world is coming at you, maybe you need to consider the Hanged Man, a different perspective, like a radically different perspective. Sometimes we might get stuck in a rut because we just keep doing the same thing over and over. So there's definitely another answer in what you're looking for. You will see things differently as you change your mind, you change your perspective, and your life will change. Our lives, all of us around the world, our lives are going to be changing with this next year, 2020. And these are like really these are lasting changes that history will continue to look back upon. Rise above. Ooh, the 4 of Swords. So, are you retreating or are you taking respite? Are you resting? Do you need to pull back? Do you need a break? This is asking you to, as we head into this Jupiter and Capricorn, maybe just kind of regroup, refresh, kind of figure out your footing before we start heading along and going towards something again. Or consider, are you stuck in a rut, or is someone else around you stuck in a rut that's keeping you stuck in a rut? You have to be decisive here to figure out what the retreating business is about, who's stuck in a rut. And Capricorn is asking us to address that type of karma, because somewhere along the road we've been stuck in a rut, and usually that's hardwired or imprinted or comes from early life. And so Capricorn being opposite Cancer, which has to do with home and family, is asking us to re-look at those things and rise above them. So this one is decide. The Two of Wands. So now you have to decide. Even if you're hesitant and you just like want to retreat again, you have to get over that. You have to decide and move beyond uncertainty. Capricorn is not going to let you rest all the time and get away with it. Capricorn is not going to let you be distracted by something and get away with it. Keep your eyes on the prize. You have everything you need right here. And take time and responsibility for Seven of Pentacles. Reap what is sown. Tend to your goals. Tend to your assets. Tend to your achievements. Enjoy your resources. Take stock in what you have. And be open to good news on what you can do with those resources. Stock and resources, that is such a Capricornian thing because it all has to do with materials in the raw. What's happening here? Okay, you know, I'm just going to put that back. Okay, this was a second pile. Of course, I'm going backwards. And this one had to do with, the Two of Cups. Attraction and compatibility, a connection and love. I like this one. The time to make some magic. Get together. This is a sign of saying yes to love. Say yes to love. Where's your value and where's your worth with that, you guys? This is a really good sign. So, as we consider the Two of Cups, consider this goal. The Emperor. So if we have an agreement, we have the Emperor. This is about achieving, remember, this is such a Capricorn thing. The Emperor is your career and your reputation. It's the CEO. It's your highest achievements, your public self. I like that in this picture. You have an eagle soaring or a bird soaring high to have a higher viewpoint in front of a castle representing achievements. And consider the Emperor wanting an alliance with you. If you're the Emperor, you want to bring out the best in other people, and you can do that. You can get them to shine. You can shine, but there might be some judicious discipline involved, boundaries that have to be set if you want to get to where you want to go. Consider rules. Look at, they have a ruler. It's because rules are important. Look at that. There's that on their phone, they have the bird in the castle. A pen, taking agreements seriously. And a letter opener. Honoring commitments and agreements. Capricorn is always asking us to keep our commitments. Rise above. Your group, pick group 2. This would be the Page of Wands. So starting something new, you need to rise above that intimidation of starting something new, that hesitation of starting something new. Give yourself a boost. Cheer yourself. Give yourself a boost. You can do this. You might need a little pep talk from yourself. Don't rely on others to do that for you, because that's the thing that Capricorn is breaking from. It's getting out there on your own with your own resources and feeling good about you anyway, and not getting sucked in with emotional reactions or being over emotional. Nope. This is you stepping out in the new without hesitation for your highest good. Decide. The Fool, new adventure, begin again. Decide to feel your joy. Decide to not be afraid. Decide to release the fear. Decide to take a leap of faith. We just came out of Jupiter and Venus touching the galactic center of the universe. There's so much faith. I mean, we're just drenched and engulfed in this goodness as we head into Capricorn. Go there. You can do it. And lastly, take time and responsibility for, the Knight of Swords. So this has to do with being hot-headed or brash, someone's righteous anger, blustery. You're going to have to take time to address this if this is your traits or somebody else, and take responsibility for that. Whether it's you doing it or you tolerating this, there's responsibility in this for everyone. So that is group 2. And the first group, we have the Knight of Wands. The passionate adventurer, full of excitement and bravery, ready to go. This is really great under a Jupiter in Sagittarius. A Jupiter in Capricorn is going to have to weigh all their options, take stock in what they have, and then act. So you're resourceful and you're making good decisions. This might indicate a good ally or a friend. This could be someone full of passion. Capricorn is not necessarily a passionate sign. It conserves its energy to achieve goals. And so passion like this will burn you out, and that's what you cannot do under Capricorn. Capricorn is more serious and businesslike. Consider this goal, which is, Temperance. Bringing two opposing things together. And this is about being in the real, right here and now. These two things are opposed, and step by step, we're going to blend them together to find a sense of equilibrium. And this isn't about being in denial or avoiding things. This is just finding a middle of the way to get there. Nobody has to win. Nobody has to lose. This is just finding the middle way with balance. Rise above endings, the world. Rise above of what the world is trying to tell you to do. There's going to be a lot of changes there and deaths and endings in 2020. I just can't impart to you how important 2020 is as far as restructuring, redoing things. Those things that are not working are going to be falling away, and those things that are going to grow this world have incredible power at a foundational level. You have to decide what that is going to be, what the ends are for you, and go there. Decide. The Lovers. Decide to trust your heart. Decide to be in on this together. This isn't about being isolated. This is about breaking down the barriers from your heart and letting yourself kind of go all in with all sorts of different kinds of love. It doesn't have to be just a lover, but there's love everywhere. Let down those boundaries and go with the world to create lasting foundations in love and build upon those. And take time and responsibility for the Chariot. You have to take charge of the reins of the Chariot. Take time for your leadership. Nurture your leadership. Creating the you, the leader of you, who is going to have a team that's going to listen to you at the reins and then also follow you. You becoming the executive of your life is a process, and your things will be moving quickly, but you're going to need a sense of equilibrium. I just see so much equilibrium and balance with all of this stuff. Okay? And so there is still some new moon wishing power out there for you. This is such a pivotal time. It has truly lasting effects for 12 years. I am not kidding you. Especially as we head to the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. I'm so glad to be here with you guys. It just feels like it's been way too long. I feel already a little bit rusty. But like I said, I do have to pull back in the amount of readings that I'm doing publicly. Behind the scenes, I'm doing a lot of private ones. And so I hope you enjoy your December. I will see you sooner than later. And we'll chat soon. Okay? Bye. Love you guys.